Hello, friends. This is Biman Gandhi. I'm a business coach, and on this platform of Business Mantra, I'm going to bring one very important guest on our show, which is called as Woman of Influence. One of the things that we ignore, either as a professional or even as a business owner, is financial planning. It's not just because of the lack of knowledge on our part, but we think that the other things carry a higher importance. And ignorance to financial prudence for an extended period eventually leads to a financial mess. And once the mess is created, we surely are not in a position to clean that up, and we have to go to someone who is an expert. Today, we have one such expert who has been helping businesses and professionals for over 20 years. Chartered accountant Pallavi Akolkar, welcome to Business Mantra's Women of Influence series. We are happy to have you.
Hello friends, thank you for calling me here. Bimal, thank you for your time and also calling me here.
Yeah. Pallavi, you have been running a successful practice not only in India but also in Canada. How did you reach out to a country which is not only far away from the distance perspective, but if you look at the rules and practices, they are also very, very different than us.
Yeah, basically, I become chartered accountant at the age of 20. And fortunately, I got experience to work under different leadership, technical as well as financial.
Okay.
I was in fast track career development, so actually I got experience in global level. So I practically handle Asia Pacific region. I handle India. I handle US as well as I handle Europe.
Okay.
And when I was working in Europe as well as in US, I decided that yes, I'm going to work globally, and that is how I started working globally.
But even before you became a chartered accountant, what inspired to take up chartered accountancy? Because that is considered to be one of the most difficult qualification to have.
Sure. Actually, you can say that finance is in my blood. Because I'm very practical in thinking. I'm very strategic, to be specific. I have the analytical background and I can think neutrally. So I think that these skills are really required to be a professional chartered accountant, and I really like to play with numbers.
Yeah, you said that you one of the things that you possess is think neutrally. How important it is in your profession?
It is very important because when I am analyzing any particular business of any particular organization, I have to be neutral. I cannot have a bias from management perspective or even from the customer perspective. If you check my skill set, I'm more keen towards strategic planning and complex financial modeling. So for that, I have to be neutral. I cannot have a bias judgment about any financial numbers.
Okay, great. Finance is one aspect where the client mostly hands over just the data and their transaction information to you as a chartered accountant, and they expect that you take care of everything and assure them a good night's sleep. How do you ensure that they indeed stay completely worry-free and compliant at all the times, and they can really sleep peacefully?
Sure. Actually, for that, I'll just narrate one small incident. Actually, one person come to me. He was running a company at that time. Now he runs two companies. So I asked him, "Can you just tell me how you figure out your organization after 5 years?" And he was blank. He said, "Pallavi, I don't know the answer."
Oh.
So then I understood that these people are technically very sound, but they don't have a financial acumen, and they just need a particular financial hand so that they can just carry their business in a most proficient way. So this is how I give a comfort feeling to the customer that yes, she can handle my finances properly, and then working in the interest of the organization is what I really look into. So this is how I ensure that they will be sleep peacefully.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And in your profession, you of course are expected to provide services to all different kinds of business. If broadly speaking, there could be manufacturing sector, there could be services sector, and within services you have IT and other services. How important it is for you to understand their trade or their particular segment, so that
financial, yeah, sorry.
yeah, so that you can
analysis,
provide your services in the most effective way.
Sure. Basically, when I step into as a financial expert, I have to understand the business credentials. I have to understand the business flavor. because every business has different flavor. If you go to a manufacturing industry, they have a different way of working. They have a different customer psychology. If we go to a service industry, they have totally different flavor altogether. So unless and until a finance person doesn't understand what the business actually demands, he or she cannot be able to give the best financial analysis or best complex financial modeling to the customer. So first meeting when I go to a customer, I understand what the business is and how it functions. So this helps me to analyze that business properly and financially. As I said that I was in fast track business program. I actually got exposure to work in every business sector, like in service industry, like in manufacturing industry. That too within different functions like production, manufacturing, marketing, operations, finance, marketing, and communication. So that helps me to think 360 degrees about business.
So when it comes to business, like I said, for business owners or professionals, the most important things for them is to either look after their production or to go after their customers, improve their sales, and that's how the financial, priority, somewhere goes down in the list. What is your observation, Pallavi?
My observation is what you are saying is right to 70% extent. The reason why I'm saying so, because everything starts with finance and ends with finance. Because whatever activity we are doing in a business, we are typically doing for getting it reflected in profit and loss account. So unless and until we are financially very strong, there are two pillars of the organization, I can say, rather three pillars. One is finance, second one is HR, and third one are the employees. So unless one finance background or one finance pillar is very strong, the organization cannot proceed further or even cannot progress.
Okay.
So I have many times I have to teach to the entrepreneurs that look, please give importance to finance as well, because it is directly going to reflect in your profit and loss account.
Okay. So when it comes to teaching to your customers, one thing is anybody who is an external, not part of the organization, and coming and teaching is something, people don't like. And another aspect of looking at is somebody who is a female practitioner. How difficult it has been for you?
Yes, there are a lot of challenges, especially I can narrate one incident that we were shifting from Oracle Financials to SAP in one of the multinational company. And I was representing a business totally from business point of view as well as from financial angle. So the first thing is, who is she? Why she's teaching us unnecessary? We are comfortable with Oracle Financial. Why she wanted to convert into SAP? So literally, it was actually a great experience for me as well, because every person's perspective was different.
Typical resistance to change?
Change management. Typically, what the challenges we face in case of a change management, why I should do it, I'm comfortable with the area which I'm working for. So there I have to do a lot of hand holding of them, and I have to teach a lot of them practices and everything.
Okay. Since I moved on the aspect of female or woman entrepreneur, one of the things that my research says that you are doing some wonderful work that is about safe disposal of sanitary napkin or let's say hygiene area. How did you pick that up as a cause? And also share with us what difference did you make since you picked it up that as a cause?
Sure. Actually, I was going for a business meeting one day, probably 2 or 3 years back, and I saw there was a dump of garbage lying on the road. And there were stray dogs and other animals who are actually eating those used sanitary napkins.
Oh my God.
And I felt so frustrated that no, it should not happen like this. And at that point of time only, I decided that no, I'm going to do something for women. Secondly, when I had a conversation with various classes of women, I understood that the women in urban areas, even the high posh class societies also, they used to throw the napkins into the flush, into the toilet, which getting the pipeline choked. So this is not a way that everyone should doing it. So if that's the case in case of urban, then we cannot think about rural. So I started, developing the idea of what we can do about that. Then I work with some people, and then we come up with a sanitary napkin disposal machine, and then I started explaining that functionality to everyone. So this is how we do it, and we ensure that
Are they imported machines or made?
No, it is domestic. They are made in India.
Okay, great. Okay. Any other social work that you offer to society?
Yes, actually, I am connected with around 3 to 4 public charitable trusts.
Mhm.
where I do their financial analysis and financial trust registration free of cost
Mhm.
as my contribution towards the society as well as towards the charitable trust.
Okay. In the list of services that you have or your firm offers, yours is an enterprise. So you are, of course, into chartered accountancy practice, and you also, help businesses on other aspects. Which are those services?
Yes, actually, it was happened like I was working with many companies, and they come up with the idea that Pallavi, we don't want to continue with you, so we want to have some kind of a hand holding with you. So can you just start marketing our products, or can you just represent us globally in US and international market? So this is how my company come into existence. I formed my company in Canada in February 2017, which is Arshvitech Global Solution INC, and we are typically in kiosk cell. So kiosk is the ATM machine is one of the vertical of kiosk in banking industry. Like we have different verticals in different kind of industry segments. Like
Mhm.
we have in manufacturing industry, also in gaming industry, also in visitor entry industry. So that is one of the vertical. Then second vertical which I'm having is design engineering services. So we use SolidWorks as a base software and we do designing of every part. And then I wanted to do something totally different. So I started the line of fragrances because that is something very close to my heart. So I started the organization called Archery Fragrances, and under that I'm selling a lot of fragrances and
Wow.
spreading happiness actually.
I would like to buy some.
Then, yes, certainly I will. And then I also step into spices because saffron, pure saffron, is what my passion is. So I started that exporting as well. So I started that with a brand name Shirley Spices.
Mhm.
And then I also started in tourism, Dharmik Yatra to be specific,
Mhm.
as Sri Shiv Girnari Trust. So this
Okay.
is how the things has increased.
Okay. A lot of work in 20 years. I think you had a very long, illustrious career. Any happy moments in your business
There
or
are
work life?
many. There are many. First, the foremost thing is when I become a chartered accountant at the age of 20. It was a great achievement for me. And the another one is when I formed my own organization in India. And the third moment is when I formed my own organization in India. So these are a few which I can pick.
How frequently do you take overseas trip?
I generally travel twice in 6 months time.
Mhm.
Yes,
Pallavi,
but because of things, COVID conditions, I stopped international travel.
okay. Pallavi, as we are doing this program under the series of Women of Influence. It is for the women who are possibly going to listen to this conversation. What is your message, especially to the women who want to take up entrepreneurship?
First, trust yourself. Don't consider lesser than men in any way, and be happy. Have lots of energy, and just spread happiness. That's it.
Okay. What has been your business mantra?
Spreading happiness is my motto.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Like in this total journey, I understood that I came up with a lot of ups and downs in my life, professionally as well as personally.
Mhm.
But then, I think that if someone can trust herself or himself, then we can definitely overcome these adverse situations. And the positive approach towards life plays a lot of role in everyone's development.
How
So I think
supportive
that's
your family has been to you?
definitely a lot because becoming chartered accountant at the age of 20 was my family dream.
Okay.
Because everyone was trusting about my talent because from during the childhood also I was one of the talented person, talented student. So everyone was having a lot of hopes on me and they supported me like anything, especially my husband, my in-laws, my mom and dad, of course. So I'm really grateful to them also.
Okay. Any specific area of a specialization that you would like to highlight?
About specialization is I'm a blogger. I write poems and I sing also.
Oh wow, you are
So
multifaceted.
yeah.
Nice to know that.
So yeah, yeah. So basically, spirituality is my passion. Yes.
Okay. It was wonderful talking to you on this platform of Business Mantra, Pallavi. Thank you so much for sparing your time with us, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you. Thank you. I'm also very happy about that. Thank you so much.